Hey, what's up guys? Obviously it's Captain Obvious, and welcome to Strategical Advantage for Gears of War 3 Episode 1. In this episode, we will be covering shotgunning, one of the only and oldest way to actually get work done in Gears of War, but now it has changed, and it's a little more difficult to actually use a shotgun than it was in Gears 2 and Gears 1. So, let's start with the disadvantages and advantages to using a shotgun. I'm going to only cover the Gnasher, as I highly suggest never use the sawed-off, as it is extremely situational and you will never have any use for it outside of like a 6-inch range from your enemy. The advantages of the shotgun are pretty simple. You have high damage, you have a potential for a very high one-hit kill, you have a perfect active reload, which makes the Gnasher really, really good and increases the damage by about 10%, and it has easy downing, but it's not as fast as the Retro Lancer. Disadvantages are, normal for a shotgun. Limited range. The low round count to start out with is really, really low. You only have 16 rounds. It's 8 in a magazine. You have to pick up some more ammo as you go along. The fire rate is pretty low. It's about 300 rounds per minute. And it's outclassed by everything outside of close range. So you'll be much better off using a Lancer or a Hammer Burst or Electro Lancer or anything outside of close range. In order to make the shotgun the best weapon for use at close range, there are a lot of tactics that you have to practice and get into habit in order to be the best at it. Timing is extremely key to being a good shotgunner. You have to know when to shoot your shot off, even if you don't see the guy. You have to know when they're going to roll and when you want to pull the trigger to make sure all your pellets hit. Knowing your surroundings is great, because if you have 2 or 3 guys around you, knowing when to roll or when to get out of there is very, very important so you don't die. The limits in range, power, fire rate should always be well known. The perfect active reload, like I said, gives a 10% additional damage buff. This will make it pretty much a one-hit kill anywhere in close range. Just don't use the sawed-off. It's that simple. It's very situational for using a shotgun outside of close range. Let's say you ran out of Retro Lancer ammo. Then you have to use the shotgun. It's the only thing you have. And remember when to aim or not, and when to hip fire. Hip firing is very key, and we'll go over that later in the video. One of the ways to aim with a shotgun is to aim. Like, you pull the left trigger, and you'll have reticles that pop up on your screen. Another way to do it is to pop shot. Now, what pop shot is to pull the left trigger, have the reticle come up for about 2 seconds, and then fire. This is how you pop shot. Let's watch.
Revive me!
Pop shotting is good for use when you are strafing around an enemy, and you will make sure all your shots hit, as it is a pretty dangerous situation you are in, and either of you could win the fight. Now, remember to know your surroundings and make sure you know where everybody is who you're around, or stuff like this will, happen. The guy was right around the pillar. I didn't take the time to find him, and I died. Another key to shotgunning is for flanking. You want to close that gap and make sure you can use the full potential of your Gnasher without the enemy knowing you, and you get an easy kill.
What are you shooting at?
Clearly the flanking paid off, as I got a double kill in quick succession. Timing is very, very key, as you want to know when to pull the trigger. You don't want to pull it too early or too late, as you could have already, screwed yourself over by firing too early or too late, and the enemy has to drop on you very easily. This is especially important when you're going around a corner. You want to make sure right when the guy comes out, you pull the trigger. Rather than a little too early, he'll be able to kill you earlier. Remember, and wait until you see your enemy and you know that they're going to come before firing your shot, because if they're right around the corner and you fire it the 2-bit early, they'll get you. And finally, arguably one of the most important concepts in shotgunning is hip firing. You have to know when to hip fire. If you don't know already, the hip fire hitbox, or where your bullets will go, is between your gun and your right shoulder. So you want to aim there, and that's exactly where your bullets will go. If you take the time, like I show in this clip coming up, and aim, you will not have enough time to get a lot of kills in quick succession. You have to be able to hip fire to get those easy kills and make them quick. If I had taken the time to aim, I would never have gotten that triple kill. So remember, hip fire in close range for quick, easy, clean kills. And lastly, I will leave you with a couple closing comments and things to remember to make sure you always shotgun to your potential. Now, knowing your limitations in terms of your power, range, and fire rate is extremely, extremely important. You have to know when you're doing a lot of damage, when your pellets are going to drop off, or just, limiting your fire rate and knowing when to pull that trigger when in close range. Perfect active reload whenever possible, even if you're only going to reload 2 bullets. Remember the hip fire target area between the right shoulder and your gun. And finally, just don't use the sawed-off. It will never help. Just don't. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. You learned a lot about shotgunning in Gears of War 3, and maybe if you didn't know anything about the hip fire hitbox, or your timing, or your knowing your limitations and your situational awareness, maybe you'll be a lot better shotgunner. Go check me out on Twitter. Go follow me on Facebook. Links are down in the description. And as always, rate, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys later.